got no more than about an inch of snow, but some outlying areas have unofficial reports this morning of as much as 10 inches.
Fair skies, but it's cold out there, folks. Temperature right now 22 degrees. Our daytime high, not much warmer, only about 33 degrees. That's well below average for this time of the year. At our 7-day forecast, it is dry throughout the weekend and quite chilly, slowly warming, but still dry by the middle part of next week. Russ and Brenda.
All right, Dave, thank you. Coming up in just a few seconds on the Today Show this morning, what is this? Oh. No, it's not an attack caught on tape. That is a full-grown African lion with a heart apparently full of love for that gal outside the bars. We'll find out why. Plus, today is celebrating its 55th anniversary with a look back through the decades. This morning, it's the 1990s, hope, tragedy, and technological change. That's next at 7 o'clock on Today. You're still stunned, aren't you?
The woman with the lion, you know, those make me nervous.
They should.
I don't know.
It's
Dave,
a little...
You've got a heart full of love for us, don't you?
I do on a Friday, especially a cold Friday. Folks, here's a look right now. It is time to say, stay warm, head 'em up, move 'em out, weekend! Ho!
Portland Public School kids not real happy, though, with you this morning because they're back in school. There are some delays and closures, though, so keep an eye on the bottom of your screen this morning. The Today Show starts right now. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Attack, an anti-tank shell hits the U.S. Embassy in Athens, Greece. Who's responsible? Trouble on the home front. President Bush's top advisors get an earful from Congress as they try to sell his new Iraq war plan. And one of the world's most famous athletes and a guy who makes the ladies melt, soccer star David Beckham, is getting ready to come to America today, Friday, January 12th, 2007.
From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And good morning. Welcome to Today on a Friday morning. I'm Matt Lauer.
And I'm Meredith Vieira. You know, quite a scare this morning when an explosion rocked our embassy in Athens.
That's right. It could have been a lot worse. The anti-tank shell shattered glass in the building when it struck earlier today, but it did not cause any injuries. A Greek official says a homegrown terror group is likely to blame. We're going to have much more on that story coming up in just a couple of minutes.
And you know, the western half of the country cannot get a break when it comes to this cold weather. First it was snow, now it is ice, freezing cold temperatures, a lot of accidents and stranded motorists, and it is now threatening the citrus crops as well. We'll have a report from California.
Then we're going to have a question for men and women today. Guys, are you a mama's boy? Ladies, are you living with a mama's boy? How do you define a mama's boy? Overly attached to mom?
To mommy,
like 40 years old, you run out of peanut butter, you call, go, Mom, what do I do? Anyway, we're going to find out when it's a good thing and when it's a bad thing.
And? Are you?
No, I love my mom. I adore my mom. I wouldn't consider myself a mama's boy.
Yeah, you haven't crossed the line yet. Right?
Yeah.
I want to take a look at this video for 1 second. Check this out. Here's kitty, kitty, kitty. Now, it looks like he's going to take a bite out of this woman. This is a full-grown African lion. All he wants to do is hug her, share the love. Now, you were probably wondering why. You're going to have to wait and find out what this love fest is all about.
That looks so cute until the lion wakes up in a bad mood one day.
Oh, she's gone. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no, she's fine. She's fine, but don't try that at home.
We'll explain that a little later. All right, let's, though, begin with this apparent terrorist attack this morning in the U.S. Embassy in Athens, Greece. NBC's Keith Miller has the latest on that. Keith, what can you tell us?
Well, Matt, the attack against the embassy was launched around 6 this morning in central Athens. Greek police say an anti-tank shell, or perhaps a rocket-propelled grenade, was launched from a construction site near the heavily guarded embassy. The explosive hit the 3rd floor of the building, but there were no injuries, even though the embassy was occupied at the time. The U.S. ambassador to Greece condemned the attack.
As you know, the embassy was hit by some attack from outside. There can be no justification for such a senseless act of violence.
Greek officials called it an act of domestic terrorism. A group called the Revolutionary Struggle claimed responsibility in a telephone call. The militant left-wing organization has attacked the Greek government in the past. The U.S. Embassy is often the focus of anti-war and anti-Bush demonstrations and is guarded by both U.S. Marines and Greek police. But I must say, at this time, there is no indication that this attack was the work of al-Qaeda or an Islamic-based terrorist organization. Matt?
All right, Keith, thank you very much. Keith Miller in London for us this morning with more on the story right now at 3 after the hour. Here's Meredith.
All right, Matt, thanks. Let's bring in NBC News analyst Roger Cressy, a former top White House terror official. Roger, good morning to you.
Good morning, Meredith.
Roger, we're hearing this morning that there have been anonymous calls to authorities which claim that a group called the Revolutionary Struggle is behind this attack. What do we know about the Revolutionary Struggle?
Not much, Meredith. They emerged in 2003 and targeted a number of Greek interests, a minister from the government, a ministry building. They've not been a threat to U.S. interests up to this point. This is the first attack, and the fact that they decided to hit the U.S. Embassy meant they wanted to get a lot of symbolism out of it, a lot of news coverage. So this could mean they may decide to put U.S. interests in their target sites now.
Well, they obviously knew that there was probably nobody in the embassy. It hadn't opened yet. Was that part of the plan, to make sure that they didn't hurt anybody, or...?
Yeah, I think so. Because they struck at 6 a.m. local time, the only people there are the Marine security detail and perhaps the communications people. So if they were looking to do a symbolic attack to draw attention to them while minimize actual injuries, then this is the right approach that they took. That said, though, the fact that they struck the U.S. Embassy is going to bring a tremendous amount of attention on them by Greek authorities.
And, Roger, before I let you go, we tend to think of terrorism these days in terms of Islamic extremists, but that is not what this group is about.
Not at all. Revolutionary Struggle is a Marxist group, a far-left group. You can think of 17 November, another Greek-based organization, similar in style and similar in its approach. November 17 was a very deadly group, killed people throughout a decade-long, 2-decade-long process, even targeted Americans. So the question is, will Revolutionary Struggle now target Americans in the same way?
Okay, Roger Cressy, thanks very much.
Thanks, Meredith.
It is 7:05, and once again, here's Matt.
All right, Meredith, thanks. Let's turn to Washington now. A rough day on Capitol Hill for some of President Bush's top advisors as they tried to sell his new plan for Iraq. NBC's chief White House correspondent David Gregory has the latest on that. Hi, David. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt. For the administration, you're right. The hard sell begins. A hostile Congress, a skeptical public, and within the White House here, the realization that the president has little time to show results. The president at Fort Benning, Georgia, with soldiers bracing to head back to Iraq. This new phase of the war, Mr. Bush conceded, won't be easy.
The new strategy is not going to yield immediate results. It's going to take a while.
Thank you very much.
Back in Washington, the president's national security team was confronted by a mix of opposition and ambition, with presidential candidates taking aim.
I believe the president's strategy is not a solution. Secretary Rice, I believe it's a tragic mistake.
The fool's paradise describes nothing as aptly as our Iraq policy today.
Including Republican and Vietnam War veteran Chuck Hagel.
This speech given last night by this president represents the most dangerous foreign policy blunder in this country since Vietnam, if it's carried out.
I don't see it, and the president doesn't see it as an escalation. What he sees
Putting
is
22,000 new troops, more troops in, is not an escalation?
Well, I think, Senator, escalation is not just a matter of how many numbers you put in. Escalation is also a question of, are you changing the strategic goal?
Republican Senator George Voinovich.
I've gone along with the president on this, and I bought into his dream. And at this stage of the game, I don't think it's going to happen.
Democrats are undecided about how far to push their opposition, but some of the war's harshest critics want to cut off funding.
It is time to use the power of the purse to bring our troops out of Iraq.
In the face of such hostility, the president's team pressed its case, stressing it will pressure the Iraqis to keep its promises.
Obviously, if the Iraqis fail to maintain their commitments, we will have to revisit our strategy.
At the same time, top intelligence officials warn withdrawal from Iraq means everything gets worse.
More Iraqis die from the disorder inside Iraq. Iraq becomes a safe haven, and finally the conflict in Iraq bleeds over into the neighborhood and threatens serious regional instability.
And supporters of a troop increase insisted Americans are willing to persevere.
It's a vast oversimplification to think that the American people just want us out of Iraq. The American people want success.
Defense Secretary Gates, who you saw testifying on Capitol Hill, yesterday made it clear that they think within months they'll be able to tell whether this new strategy is beginning to bear fruit. Inside the White House, advisors concede they don't have much more time than just a few months to start demonstrating some progress politically as well. Matt?
All right, David, thanks very much. David Gregory at the White House this morning. Tim Russert, of course, NBC's Washington bureau chief and moderator of Meet the Press. Tim, good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
Let me just go back over some of the words we're hearing. From Hagel, represents the most dangerous foreign policy blunder since Vietnam if it's carried out. He's a Republican. From Voinovich, bought into the president's dream, but I don't think I can go along. I mean, it seems like increasingly the president is out there, except for John McCain there, but out there pretty much alone.
Well, it's quite striking, Matt. You have this confluence of events where the Democrats who voted for the war are now trying to redeem themselves with their Democratic base by being rather rabid in their opposition to this new plan. But the Republicans were the big surprise yesterday. And if you look at the 2008 election map, Matt, there are 21 Republicans facing re-election in the U.S. Senate. Yesterday alone, 4 came out in opposition to the president.
Yeah, I think Senator McCain said something interesting in that piece by David Gregory, that it might be an oversimplification for the Democrats to think the message from the midterm election was Americans want troops out of Iraq no matter what. Is that what they have to be very careful about breaking down over these next couple of weeks?
Yes, Senator McCain said Americans want success. No American wants defeat, but Americans do want a change in strategy and a recognition of the reality on the ground. What we had leading up to the midterm election was an administration saying, we're winning the war, and we're going to continue along our course. Now, suddenly, the elections were held. Well, you know what? I guess that wasn't exactly a correct appraisal. We need a new strategy because events on the ground have overrun the political process.
And when you talk about changes in strategy, interesting article in the New York Times this morning, Tim, which said in the weeks leading up to the decision on how to change course in Iraq, the Bush administration, looking at all the options, actually considered for a little while one option which would have meant pulling the U.S. troops out of Baghdad and letting the Sunnis and the Shia just fight it out.
The president actually posing that question, according to the New York Times. Mark, and Matt, is in such stark contrast to what we were hearing publicly. That's what you heard in the Senate yesterday. Senator Nelson of Florida, who's been supportive of the war, saying, we have been lied to. That's a very powerful word from a U.S. Senator to a Secretary of State.
I thought you said something interesting the other night, Tim. 4 years ago, you said that, look, the president was betting his presidency on Iraq. The other night after his announcement of this new course, you said he's now gone double or nothing. If you go double or nothing on a bet, that's a pretty dramatic move. And in this case, you're relying heavily on Prime Minister Maliki to help you win that bet. Is that a sound bet for the president?
It's the only bet he had. Unfortunately, this is just not a poker game. This is real life and death. But Matt, understand, Prime Minister Maliki is the same man that Stephen Hadley, the president's national security advisor, in a memo to the president before the election said, we're not sure he's up to it. Yesterday, Maliki canceled his press conference where he was expected to support this U.S. effort.
Right.
The president has put all the chips in the center of the table, saying the Iraqis are going to step forward and do their part. They're going to go after Shiite terrorists, Sunni terrorists. It doesn't matter. If they don't do that, Matt, what is the president left with? They realize that's why the president said this is not an open-ended commitment. Contrast that with we will stay until the job is finished. Things are changing quickly.
All right, Tim, you've got Meet the Press on Sunday morning. I understand you have a full house.
We have Stephen Hadley, the National Security Advisor, and then Senators Dodd and Lieberman, Hagel and Kyle, 2 senators for, 2 senators against.
All right, if it's Sunday.
It's Meet the Press.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks very much. All right, now here's Meredith.
Matt, thanks. And now to the weather. Here in the east, it's been an unseasonably warm winter, but out west, a different story. Much of the western half of the country is caught in the grip of a deep freeze. Thursday, icy and snowy roads led to big problems for drivers, causing accidents and stranding hundreds of people. And that is not all. The cold could be a big blow for citrus growers in California, with record lows in the 20s expected tomorrow. NBC's George Lewis is at an orange grove in Sanger, California this morning. George, good morning.
Good morning, Meredith. These noisy gizmos behind me are wind machines designed to prevent the oranges in this grove from freezing. The idea to take the warmer air that rises above the trees and blow it down on the fruit. California faces a potential major disaster with its citrus crop. Farm workers have been out in force trying to save as much of the crop as they can before the cold snap hits. Not an easy job, according to Joel Nelson, president of California Citrus Mutual. the Citrus Growers Trade Association.
We're picking and harvesting as fast as we can to save as much fruit, but for us, the fruit stores on the tree. We cannot store it in a cold storage.
Forecasters say this cold wave, which has already dumped plenty of snow in the Pacific Northwest, is going to bring record low temperatures to some parts of California.
I think we can point the blame at El Nino. You know, during an El Nino winter, Central and Southern California tends to be cooler and wetter.
Growers fear a repeat of the big freeze of 1998 when they lost a whole year's crop.
There's approximately 93 million unharvested citrus cartons for this season yet that are still hanging on the tree that are vulnerable in the next few nights.
That's $840 million worth of fruit at risk statewide. And if that's lost, consumers around the country could see big price hikes for citrus products.
If it doubled, that would, you know, I mean, it would hurt, but, you know, I'd probably keep buying it.
I like fresh citrus, but that would probably cause me to stop buying it for a while. It's too much.
The full extent of the damage probably won't be known until Monday, when the temperatures start to warm up again. It got down to 28 degrees in this field overnight. A few more nights of temperatures like that could spell big trouble for farmers. Meredith?
George Lewis in California, thanks very much.
A lot going on this morning. Let's get a check of the headlines. And for that, we head over to the news desk. Ann standing by. Ann?
Hey, okay, thanks a lot, Matt and Meredith. Good morning, everybody. In the news this morning, we begin with an important health warning. Federal health officials are warning parents not to give common over-the-counter cold or cough medicines to children under the age of 2 without consulting a doctor. According to the Centers for Disease Control, more than 1,500 toddlers went to emergency rooms over a 2-year period because of bad reactions to cold medicines, and 3 of them died. Today, the House considers a bill aimed at reducing prescription drug prices. It would require the government to negotiate drug prices for Medicare patients. The White House opposes it, arguing competition is already reducing prices. The president has again vowed to veto any bill from Congress that would boost federal support for embryonic stem cell research. This after the House passed a bill allowing it on Thursday. The vote was largely along party lines and fell short of the number needed to override a presidential veto. Thousands of people marched on the City Hall in New Orleans on Thursday in a rally against recent violence in that city. 9 people have been murdered in New Orleans so far this year, and the mayor is promising to intensify the city's fight against violent crime. The rotor blades of 2 Navy helicopters hit each other while the choppers were flying over Jacksonville, Florida on Thursday. Both were able to make emergency landings, and no one was hurt. And let's take another look at what Meredith mentioned earlier this morning, the story of a woman who runs an animal shelter in Colombia. She has struck up a close relationship with this lion whose life she saved. She says it had been malnourished and abused by its prior owners, and apparently now it's very, very grateful. It is now 16 minutes past the hour. Let's turn back to Matt, Meredith, and Alan. Our cameraman Rope says that the lion should have been our main story today.
That's good how you give Rope the credit.
I thought you would laugh. I thought I was giving him credit.
Nothing like throwing Rope under the bus there.
I think that the lion and the lady make a perfect couple, don't you?
I hope you and Rope enjoy your weekend.
Hey, you're not coming to play, Matt. Come on, you've got to act.
Actually, that lion was part of a traveling circus that had been abused. And I'm not comparing my cat to the lion, but our cat does the same thing, comes up behind and hugs you like that. And the first time he did, I thought he was going to scratch, but...
It's a house cat.
Yeah, that's right.
It is.
Yeah, I mean...
No, but I'm just saying.
The house cat doesn't bring down gazelles.
Just trying to make a connection.
Maybe a mouse, a squirrel, maybe, you know, antelope. No.
It's so scary the first time they come over from behind. You don't expect the cat to sneak up from behind.
We have a white finch that chirps when you walk past. Not to compare it to a lion or anything like that.
I got a gecko in the back of my car. Anyway, let's take a look, show you what's going on. We'll show you out west. 30 degrees in Seattle today, windy throughout much of coastal California. Flurries in Salt Lake City, Santa Fe, 46. And in the Rockies, they're looking at a fairly decent snow and ice storm, heavy snow and winter storm warnings over the next 24 to 72 hours. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, folks. Great shot this morning. You're looking at a shot from the sky at about taken 10 minutes ago. And you're looking off towards Mount Hood. We're still about 45 minutes away from sunrise, but already beginnings of a beautiful sunny day across the area, as you can see from Sky 8. Darren Larson, our pilot, And, of course, Dave Northfield and the Chief, Carl Peterson, flying in Skype this morning. And a live first alert Doppler 8000. No precipitation anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to stay that way. Our high today, 33 degrees.
Okay, but we do have soccer.
Yeah, we do. Do you want to know my cat's name, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay. It's Felipe. All right, Al. Thanks a lot. Why is that funny? What's wrong with Felipe?
Felipe. It's just strange.
Well,
Felipe the attack cat.
Just go, both of you. I want to move on to soccer and British soccer star and tabloid darling David Beckham, because he is on his way to Hollywood. But can he make the world's favorite sport big here in America? Here's NBC's Martin Fletcher.
On the field and off. David Beckham is the king of cool to soccer fans worldwide. Now he's coming to America at a cool $50 million a year. That's $142,000 a day to play for the Los Angeles Galaxy. Reportedly 5 times the total salaries of the rest of the team combined.
Hopefully he picks up the check at dinner.
As for Beckham, whose nickname was Becks and is now Bucks, he says it isn't about the money.
I'm going out there to hopefully build, a club and a team that has got a lot of potential. I think that's what excites me.
Excitement's building all over. Beckham's film star looks, the ambition of his wife, a former Spice Girls star, to resume her singing career, and big-name friends like Tom Cruise all add up to Hollywood. David Beckham, action hero. But Beckham's 31 years old. The England team that he used to captain dropped him, and he's struggling to stay on the team at his club in Spain, Real Madrid. So this is a new lease of life for Beckham. It's about building the game in America, as he told Matt Lauer in 2005.
It's not about, obviously, the money side. It's about the popularity with the children, with the soccer mums, and things like this.
I think you're already popular enough with the soccer mom.
Part of the excitement is that other British soccer stars may want to follow Beckham to the American League.
Any managers watching? Oh, this should be worth $1 million or $2 million. It's not about the money, though. For today, Martin Fletcher, NBC News, London.
What has happened to this show today?
What
What's
do you
going
mean?
on here? That was pretty good. I'm very impressed with Martin. I really am.
It was very good.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
my son is crazy, thinks David Beckham is just great, thinks he's really cool.
He is really cool, but I don't know if it'll be enough. His celebrity will be enough to turn the sport around in this country, because it never quite has caught on. Once the kids reach high school, they tend to switch over to other sports.
It's true, but however, for their investment, Los Angeles gets first half hour of news shows like this in the morning, front page of a lot of newspapers already,
Yeah.
so, he's already gotten some exposure that they didn't have before.
True, and he's a great athlete. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to switch gears here. Have you seen Ben, a 13-year-old boy? This boy from Missouri got off his school bus on Monday. He has not been seen since. We will get the latest on the case, and we're going to talk to Ben's family as well. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Nate's back with 7 secrets to make your house a home. And after 21 years, my painful secret. Can I be helped? Next, Oprah.
Today at 4 on News Channel 8. His second term is just days old. Governor Ted Kulongoski in a one-on-one interview with Tracy Berry.
The rest of the nation's listening, and they're saying, how is Oregon going to do this?
The Governor Kulongoski interview, Saturday at 4:30 on News Channel 8.
This time of year, you need entertainment. You need cable TV. Call 1-800-CABLE-TV by 3 p.m. today and get installed today for free. Call after 3, get installed tomorrow. Comcast delivers big entertainment and big savings. 70 channels with digital features. Just $19.99 a month all winter long. Sale ends Saturday. Call 1-800-CABLE-TV and start the new year out right with instant installation only from Comcast.
Every year, Sleep Country sells thousands of new mattresses from Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, and Pacific. And at the end of the year, Sleep Country clears out hundreds of last year's models during the huge year-end clearance sale. Save on brand new mattresses from last year, plus floor samples, demonstrators, freight damaged, and customer returns. Last year's models mean this year's savings. Sleep Country's huge year-end clearance sale going on now. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
When
When I signed up for Vonage, I was able to keep my phone number, and then when I moved, I was able to take it with me.
Call quality is the utmost. It projects my business. And with Vonage, it's perfect.
Vonage and reliability, that just kind of goes hand in hand.
It's just $24.99 a month for unlimited local and long-distance calling, including free calls to Canada and Europe.
Get 1 month free. Call 1-800-425-8190.
Vonage, a better way to phone for less.
Still to come on today, the fashion industry comes out today with new guidelines for super skinny models, but a lot of critics say these guidelines have no teeth in them. We'll find out.
And then remember the 90s? Well, we're going to take a stroll down memory lane as we wrap up our celebration of 55 years of today. But first, the local news.
Nasal allergy symptoms like congestion can occur at any time, and it's hard to avoid the things that cause them. Prescription Nasonex helps relieve congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms. Maybe that's why 4 million nasal allergy sufferers used Nasonex last year.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing. For more information, talk to your doctor.
Nasonex keeps congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms on the run, day and night.
The critics agree.
We're both getting into terrible trouble.
Everything about Notes on a Scandal is electrifying, thrilling, wicked, spellbinding, a triumph.
Anything you tell me will be in strictest confidence.
You'll hang on every twist and turn. This year's Golden Globe nominees, Judi Dench and Cate Blanchett, are the most impressive acting duo in any film of the year.
Why did you do it? You owe me.
Notes on a Scandal, rated R. Now playing in select theaters.
I think that today has been the toughest day so far. I just feel like I'm on an emotional roller coaster. I've had very many instances where I think that I could have gone over the deep end and had a cigarette. No matter what, I will not smoke a cigarette, no matter how stressed out I get. I still have a long road ahead, but I'm getting there, slowly but surely.
Congratulations. Of course it is. It's awesome.
Did you think I was going to make it through last night?
Imagine knowing you're pregnant the moment it happens. Science is getting close. They found a hormone variant that better predicts early pregnancy. First Response detects it. It tells you 5 days before your missed period. First Response, discovering ways to tell you first.
Jen, can I have you look at this? I'll be right back. With its rich aroma and incredible flavor, Nestle Coffee Mate Coffee Creamer turns coffee into a total sensory experience. For a free 7-day supply, go to CoffeeMate.
The time has come to truly save with the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's factory authorized clearance. Find huge savings throughout the store, even one-of-a-kind and floor samples. Everything is priced to move during our factory authorized clearance. But hurry in, sale ends soon.
The deep sleep of a Sleep Number bed. It's when the unconscious takes over to perform mind-body maintenance. Think of it as a leisurely trip to the land of renewal. Almost 90% of you sleep in this deep state longer with a Sleep Number bed. Just set your side to your own comfort level. Then, where you go after that is up to you. Find your Sleep Number at your local Select Comfort store today.
Bobby Flay, plus Lisa Rinna. Next, Rachel Wren.
This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. Police are gathering evidence at the scene of a drive-by shooting. It happened about 4 o'clock this morning at Northeast 15th in Killingsworth. Paramedics took one man to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the shoulder. We're told his injuries are not life-threatening. Police say the man was outside when someone drove by and shot at him. He managed to get inside and call 911 himself. Now with a look at the Friday commute, here's Michael Convery.
All right, thanks, Brenda. Quite the mess coming in from the west side of town. Take you to a live shot. What you're looking at is the ramp from the Stadium Freeway headed over to 6th Avenue. That ramp is completely blocked off due to a stalled truck. They're in the process of getting that out of the way. The big impact is with the west side because the Sunset, as it comes in, really no place to go with that Stadium Freeway blocked off that ramp. We are bumper to bumper all the way back prior to 217. Dave Selesky's got your forecast.
Michael, we have fair skies, but it's a cold morning. 21 degrees our current temperature, but look at that beautiful pre-dawn glow. Still about a half hour from sunrise right now. Day planner, sunny skies all day long. The high today, just 33 degrees. And getting warmer, well, not really, at least not this weekend. We will see the 40s, but you have to wait till Monday and Tuesday. Overnight lows in the teens and 20s through the weekend. You're watching Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first.
It's Wick's biggest sale and clearance ever. Every item store-wide is on sale. Save big on beautiful living rooms, gorgeous bedrooms, elegant dining rooms, and get up to 50% off select clearance items, plus 0 interest till 2012. Get to Wick's now to save on every item store-wide, plus up to 50% off select clearance items and 0 interest till 2012. It's Wick's biggest sale and clearance ever. Hurry before you miss out on these big savings.
So, I'm on the phone with a friend. You know, at Ashley Furniture Home Store's big event, there's no interest until 2011. Plus, no payments till 2008. She says, now I can get all the Ashley furniture I want. I say, I already did.
Ashley Furniture Home Store in Salem, in style and reach.
Mattress World's having a huge specialty bedding sale.
Right now, you can save 30% on air beds, latex mattresses, and NASA-designed memory foam.
That's right. Adjust your own firmness or experience total pressure relief at huge discounts.
And why pay now when you can get no interest and no payments for 1 full year?
Mattress World's hard-to-find locations will save you money.
We can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, and the mattress is free.
The Mount Bachelor and Bend Winter Sweepstakes is back. You could win a winter getaway or daily lift tickets courtesy of Mount Bachelor and Shell Ski free. To enter, log on to kgw.com/contests. It's brought to you by the official station of winter, Northwest News Channel 8.
Now on this Friday morning, the 12th of January, 2007, shaping up to be a beautiful day here in the Northeast. But further west, it's another story. We will get Al's forecast for your neck of the woods in just a few minutes. And back inside Studio 1A, I'm Meredith Vieira here with Matt Lauer. And coming up in this half hour, what happened to 13-year-old Ben Ownby? Ben, who's an A student and a Boy Scout, vanished after he got off his school bus on Monday. But his family is not giving up hope. We will talk to them in just a moment.
Then the fashion industry taking on its critics today who claim models are pressured to be too thin, sending a bad message to girls and women everywhere. We're going to reveal some new guidelines coming out today, but some people say it is too little, too late. And we're going to talk to the experts who drew up the new rules. And a little later on, Clint Eastwood's going to open up about his new movie. It's a World War II epic with a twist.
But we begin with the frantic effort to find a missing middle school student in Missouri. NBC's Kevin Tibbles has his story.
It is day 4 in the search for missing 13-year-old Ben Ownby, last seen getting off the school bus Monday in his hometown of Beaufort, Missouri, 60 miles southwest of St. Louis. The middle school student never made it home.
We've done search with aircraft, search with search and rescue dogs, just about everything that we can use we've had out there and used.
The last person to see Ben was a schoolmate who says he saw a white pickup truck with a camper shell speeding through the neighborhood.
We're certain that truck was in that subdivision. They were there for a reason, and we're certain that somebody knows why that truck was there and who was there.
Volunteers now distribute pictures of the missing boy throughout the area. His worried family just wants him home.
We just want Ben back. That we miss him and love him. Just to get him home to us.
FBI profilers have arrived in Franklin County to help determine what sort of person may be involved.
One of the first things you look at is all the known sexual predators, sex offenders, who's in the area. And having worked these cases before, when you start to turn over rocks, you find a lot of these people under these rocks who have committed these offenses before.
Ben Ownby is 4'10" with brown hair, blue eyes, and wears glasses. He was last seen wearing a St. Louis Rams hooded windbreaker.
Wherever Ben is, whoever has him, we just want to get him back safely. No questions asked. We just want to get our son back home.
Until Ben is home, both police and the family say they won't give up hope. For today, Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Chicago.
William and Doris Ownby are Ben's parents, and Amanda Ownby is his sister. They are at their home in Missouri. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
I know this is an extremely difficult time for all three of you, but you wanted to come on this morning
because you hope that somehow you can reach someone, anyone who has information about your son's whereabouts. Can you tell me about Monday, William? That was the last time that you saw your son, Ben. It was a normal day, except you drove him to school that day. Usually he takes the bus, is that right?
Yes, I drove him to school that day. He had a science project, and it was in a very large box, so it wouldn't fit on the bus, so I drove him in that morning and dropped him off at school.
But he was in good spirits, everything fine?
Fine, yes.
And then you went home as you normally do, William. Usually Ben beats you home by about 10 minutes, I understand, in the afternoon. He takes the bus home, and you realized that he wasn't in the house. What did you do at that point?
Well, immediately I thought maybe he was staying after school that day for this science project, and we had miscommunication, so I called his mother at work, and she was going to swing by school and check on him, and he wasn't there. So I began to call around to some of the other kids that may have been on the bus, and finally we established that he was on that bus and got off that bus.
Well, that's
and
what
Then finally we found out the story about a pickup truck in the area.
Yes, from what I understand, what we know for a fact is that Ben was on the bus. He got off the bus, and then another student who got off shortly after him says that he turned around and he saw a pickup truck speed away, a white pickup truck, from what I understand, with dents and rust and missing hubcaps. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I understand that somebody else had also seen that truck in the area early, sort of cruising around. Did anybody get a look at the driver?
No one got a good look at the driver. That's part of the problem with the investigation.
And yet there have been some 500 tips since Monday. None of them, unfortunately, have panned out, but I would assume that every time there's another tip, it gives you an element of hope.
Yeah, so the community, as long as they keep calling in and supporting this investigation and our efforts to find Ben, that's important. That's what's going to break this thing open for us and get him back.
Mrs. Ownby, is your son the kind of kid who might run away or get into a car with a stranger? Tell us about Ben.
No, he wouldn't. We've had this discussion a couple times. He wouldn't even get in the car with the neighbors when it was raining or snowing. He walked home instead because he knew that he was not allowed to get in the car. So we can't even imagine that he would get in a car with somebody he didn't know.
I also understand. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Kid.
Great kid. I also understand that he's a kid who loves computers. Have police considered the possibility of him being on the internet? Perhaps somebody stalking him over the internet?
Well, we didn't allow him on the internet or at all, really. He got on once in a while, but he always asked permission. And the computer that has the internet is in our living room, so we always kept an eye on him.
Amanda, I've heard a lot about your brother in the past few days. An A student, Boy Scout, really good kid. What can you tell me about Ben?
He's just a normal little boy. Loves his video games. Yeah.
I want to hold that picture up again, if we could, guys, in the control room, so everybody who is watching can get a good look at Ben Ownby. Brown hair, blue eyes, glasses, any other physical characteristics that you could share in case somebody were to see this boy? William?
Ordinarily, he smiles a lot. I don't know if he will be right now, but he's friendly and outgoing.
There is always the possibility, William, Doris, Amanda, that somebody who knows where Ben is could be listening to this, or Ben could be listening to this. Is there anything that you want to say?
Just let him come home. We love him, and we miss him.
And if anybody thinks they know something or suspects anything whatsoever, just give a call. It just might be what we need to get him home.
Our thoughts and our prayers are with you. If we can do anything to help you, obviously we will. William, Doris, and Amanda Ownby, thank you so much for coming on. And if you have any information, anybody out there, about Ben's disappearance or his whereabouts, please contact the St. Louis Regional Crime Stoppers by calling 1-866-371-TIPS. That's 1-866-371-TIPS. Or go to their website at stlrcs.org.
And now let's get another check of the weather from Al.
Today's weather is brought to you by Smuckers. With a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
And good morning, everybody. Let's take a look, show you what's going on outside as we head out west. Casper, Wyoming. They've got snow. It's slowing things down there. Winter storm warning, snow advisories in effect. They're looking at highs today only about a degree above normal with about 3 inches of snow. A little further to the southeast, and you can see ice storm warnings from northern Texas into central Missouri. Ahead of this system, heavy rain from northeastern Texas into southeastern Missouri. Rainfall amounts going to be 1 to 2 inches of rain in some areas, plus icy conditions, snow in the Rockies, rain moving into western New York, sunshine in the Pacific Northwest, but chilly, a high of only 30 degrees in Seattle, 32 in Portland. Gorgeous in Miami today with sunshine and a high of 78 degrees. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. The view this morning from our Wells Fargo sky cam. We're still a few minutes away from sunrise, but as you can see, the day is going to dawn clear and cold. Very nice sun-filled skies ahead. Temperatures right now across the area, they are chilly. 17 now for Vancouver, 21 at PDX. It is 22 degrees currently down in Aurora. Our forecast today, lots of sunshine, but very cold. Today's high 33. Tonight's low 19 and 35. Our daytime high on Saturday.
That's your latest weather. Meredith?
Al, thanks. Still to come on today, your questions answered about menopause, and we've gotten a bunch of them. We'll get expert advice. But up next, too many models dying to be thin. Is the fashion industry ready to deal with the problem? A review of the new guidelines right after this.
Now is when you regret all those holiday cookies. Good thing you know losing up to 6 pounds in 2 weeks just got easier. Introducing new Special K protein meal bars, snack bars, and K2O protein water, plus our delicious cereal. What's the difference between making a resolution and keeping one? Now you know. The difference is K. Lose up to 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Go to Yahoo and search Special K.
We all love a good PB&J, and it turns out that more of those sandwiches are made with Jif than with any other peanut butter. And more people bring home Smucker's jams and jellies than any other brand. Jif and Smucker's, the great American PB&J.
I've had several people come into the stores that I've gone over the Medicare plans with, and I always try to tell the senior citizens to get their families involved. And I had one lady that kind of tears welled up in her eyes a little bit, and I realized I said something wrong, and actually it was that she didn't have any family members to talk to. So I scheduled some extra time with her and went over it on a one-to-one basis and tried to help her make a choice. Now I'm her son, I guess. My name is Rodney Wilson, and I'm a CVS pharmacist.
What started with a dream, y'all gonna open your own act, will become a sensation. Dreamgirls is the winner of 5 Golden Globe nominations, including Best Picture of the Year. I promised you I was gonna make you a star, right? Dreamgirls, rated PG-13, today everywhere.
Professional. So, we hear you're a pretty good cook.
I hold my own.
What if you had no time?
I could still lift something up.
No cookware?
No problem.
How about no oven?
Hungry for beef roast? Say thank you.
Thank you.
From fridge to delicious in just 4 minutes. Refrigerated entrees from Hormel. A convenient way to create something great.
About my kitchen.
Kill the cough. Halls with vapor action. Starts working in 10 seconds.
Halls introduces new bursts. The perfect way to soothe a scratchy throat. New sugar-free bursts.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Mercury Mariner has been winning over lots and lots of Honda and Toyota owners. They're moving to Mariner for styling and sophistication the other guys can't touch. Now we're making it easier for you to make the switch with a no-charge moonroof and no-charge 6-disc CD changer. It's your turn to discover why. You've got to put Mercury on your list. Now get Mariner with 0% financing for 60 months, plus a no-charge moonroof and 6-disc CD changer.
the word is spreading.
You think you could be a star on Broadway?
And Grease is the word. Sunday, 8/7 Central. See why over 20 million people watch.
Are you the one that I want?
Grease, you're the one that I want. All new Sunday at 8/7 Central on NBC.
We're back at 7:43. On Thursday, we told you about the American fashion industry under pressure to deal with models who are sometimes just too thin. Well, today, America's foremost fashion designers are coming out with new marching orders, and we have the first look. In response to the increasing trend of dangerously skinny models, including the recent death of a 21-year-old Brazilian model from complications of anorexia, the Council of Fashion Designers of America will release guidelines today saying, in part, although we cannot fully assume the responsibility for an issue that is as complex as eating disorders, the fashion industry can begin a campaign of awareness and create an atmosphere that supports the well-being of these young women. Among the recommendations, educating the industry on the early signs of eating disorders, including workshops for models and their families, requiring models with eating disorders to seek professional help, not allowing those receiving treatment for an eating disorder to model without a professional's approval, and supplying healthy meals, nutrition, and fitness education backstage and on shoots. Yet some eating disorder specialists don't think the CFDA guidelines go far enough.
Our concerns with the fashion designers' guidelines is that they just don't take the problem of eating disorders seriously enough.
Critics point out the guidelines do not recommend models be examined by doctors, nor do they go as far as some European countries who measure body mass index before allowing models to work.
So if you remove the age and weight guidelines, you're missing the most important point: to guard the welfare of their employees.
And I'm here with three members of the committee that helped create these new guidelines or recommendations for the U.S. fashion industry. They include a familiar face around here, nutritionist Joy Bauer, as well as Dr. Susan Ice, who treats people with eating disorders at the Renfrew Center in Pennsylvania, and David Kirsch, a fitness trainer here in New York City. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
So do you think this is the best the fashion industry can do in terms of confronting this problem?
Yes. This is a huge first step. I think that strong suggestions right now are appropriate. We're going to put them out there to this very concerned community, hope that they take root and we see change. And our initiatives are positive. They're about awareness and education, not policing and punishment.
You're all good people, but you hear the critics. The critics are already saying not enough people, not enough voices were heard in this debate, and more specialists on the subject of eating disorders needed to weigh in on this.
We're going to be opening this up. I mean, this is just the very beginning. We're really talking about looking at creating a healthy environment, but we're also aware that we need to also look at warning signs, try to help identify people within the modeling industry that are at risk, and then to provide intervention and treatment. And we're going to be opening it up to other organizations.
The BMI weight criteria is not the only issue here. It's both a physiological, psychological, emotional disease, and we need to look at it all different aspects.
Here's what stands out to me. Joe, let me interrupt for a second. Here's what stands out to me. When we look at some of these recommendations, like educating the industry to identify the early warning signs, requiring models identified as having eating disorders to seek professional help, where's the teeth in this?
No, but you can't force somebody to seek help. I mean, you can...
Well, when it says requiring them to seek help, is there a fashion police force? What happens?
Strongly recommend. Well, their parents are involved, the modeling agents are involved, on every level. It's not just these girls. Many of them are...
And awareness is huge. I mean, for the first time, we're going to be out there really educating the agents, the designers, the models, and their families.
But how are you going to do it, Joy? Are you going to require attendance at some seminar? That's what worries people.
We're developing, actually, a seminar for the industry, and we're going to be inviting agents and models and designers to the seminar.
Inviting. What happens if they don't want to go?
They don't have to, but there's going to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, if many designers are doing it, the ones that aren't doing it, you're going to take care of.
That's right.
Isn't the, and again, you've helped come up with these guidelines, but you don't represent the fashion industry. Isn't the reality here it's all going to be about money? If people on the street are sick of seeing rail-thin models, then stop buying the clothes of the designers that use those models in the show, and if the designers get that message, they'll hire models with better body image, and then the models who are too thin will say, wait a second, I've got to get healthier or I'm not going to get work.
No, I really disagree. I really think that the industry has recognized long before some of the recent catastrophes that they have a problem and that they're really wanting to do something about it. I think there's a real interest in the part of the people I've met on this committee to try to do something really proactive and positive.
Then
So
why
I'm
do
not sure.
why do you think it is that when we open the fashion magazines and we still see month after month these stick-thin models?
This is a beginning step, and I think
Hopefully
that
it is going to change. I mean, that is our hopes, and we're all optimistic.
This is the very, very first step, and we've had our first meeting just a week ago. And we're going to continue to meet, and we're going to continue to develop guidelines and work with the industry. So I think there's no knowing how far this can go, but I think it's really going to send a very positive message that we're doing something.
And then the message then is translated, and what do you think, David, is going to be the effect of these new guidelines on the average woman sitting at home?
I think that models in the fashion industry are hugely influential across America. So if we send a message that it's about health and wellness in a very positive way, it's going to trickle down.
I think girls are already talking about it. I mean, some of us who have families have girls and know of girls that are already talking about the amazing.
That's where the teeth is. Behind this, the American public will respond.
That's what I was getting to. It's all got to boil down to people saying enough.
Yeah.
And pressuring designers and magazines and other people in that way without the government or some fashion police body getting involved.
Well, that's why we were positive. You know, it's great to be second out of the gate. The Spanish and Italian had they're called the manifesto. I think it was probably a little too strong and a little too negative, and I think it put off the industry more than anything else.
I think also the reason that with the BMI, we are not mandating a BMI is because this is so much bigger than just a weight and a BMI. There's so much more involved, and we want to help these models and girls feel more comfortable with food and be successful while they're healthy.
Joy Bauer, Dr. Susan Ice, and David Kirsch, thanks very much. Appreciate it. And still to come on today, the legendary actor and director Clint Eastwood on his new World War II epic. But first, these messages.
Listerine whitening. Its bubbles make whitening easy. Simply swish, and Listerine whitening's dynamic foam bursts into action. Really gets around teeth, between, behind, easily reaches all your teeth. So whiter is easy, and it's Listerine whitening, so it kills bad breath germs too. Simply swish, that's all, for a brighter, more confident smile. With Listerine whitening pre-brush rinse. Easy does it.
Honey, have you seen my Lean Pocket sandwiches?
Lean Pockets? Lean Pockets. Lean Pockets. No, hon. All that rich, hearty taste and only 7 grams of fat.
You are 4 of a kind.
4 of a kind. Eyeful. The surprising taste of Lean Pockets brand sandwiches.
It feels like I get this same cold every year. So I got the same nighttime medicine I always get, but I was still congested. So it wasn't the same.
Many cold medicines have changed. NyQuil no longer has a decongestant. New Tylenol Cold does. It helps relieve more of your worst cold symptoms, and it helps you sleep. It's one more step towards a pain-free world. Stop. Think. Tylenol Cold. We come to the Caribbean in search of something this family rarely sees. I've heard rumors it still exists, but I don't know. We've tried everything to coax it out into the open. Wait, there it is. She's actually smiling. And then it's gone in a flash.
Don't just take your family on a vacation. Take them on an adventure. Find out how at RoyalCaribbean.com and get out there.
Give yourself more time with Slim Fast Hunger Control Bars. A crunchy, chewy way to control hunger up to 4 hours. Isn't that delicious? Slim Fast. Find your Slim.
This is my accounting system. Unpaid invoices on the purple ones. Still evolving.
Our sales figures. They're all right here.
I design my own spreadsheet.
There's an easier way to manage your business. QuickBooks. It's so simple you can be up and running in under 15 minutes. With just a few clicks, you can write checks, send invoices, see who's paid and who hasn't, and make tax time a cinch.
This is so much simpler.
QuickBooks. Better, faster, simpler.
Oh, what's the rush?
I overslept. Where's my shoes? My purse? My wings? On me. My,
Breakfast?
Oh.
Well, that slowed you down.
The simple pleasure of Philadelphia cream cheese spread. Rich, creamy Philly is 25% less saturated fat than butter.
Where are you off to anyway?
Oh, this is a big white sale. The crowds can be hellish.
Philadelphia, a little taste of heaven.
Still ahead, the 90s as we continue to celebrate 55 years of today.
But first, your local news.
In violation of Penal Code Section 180.
Jacob has always little stories, always written them. He calls them epic novels.
One day, Jacob was eating his oatmeal, and Jacob fell in the box. Mommy, I'm in the box!
He eats the Quaker instant oatmeal every day.
The Quaker Oats man will help me, and he did. Who wants to be in a giant box?
Introducing Quaker Oatmeal Crunch, a hot new oatmeal with an added crunch in delicious flavors like apples and cinnamon.
If you're a man over 50, it's time to take the Avodart quiz. Are you always going? Do you have trouble going? Are you going at night? Maybe you think you have a going problem. But what if it's a growing problem? What if it's not your bladder, but instead you have an enlarging prostate? 50% of men over 50 do. And you may be able to do something about that going and growing with Avodart. Most medicines only treat symptoms. Avodart, with time, actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms. Only your doctor can tell if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not a more serious condition, such as prostate cancer. So have regular prostate exams. Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to the risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, tenderness, or swelling of the breast can occur. Have you called your doctor? Avodart, for your growing problem.
Okay, everyone, let's take this. All right, Avery, I need you to get out from underneath the table. Just go a little to the left. No, my left. Ready?
After the holidays, be sure to pick up all your memories at the Walmart Photo Center.
This weekend, see the year's first bona fide blockbuster.
Whoa.
#1 3 weeks in a row.
Your father's a great man.
I know.
Play fetch. Night at the Museum, rated PG, now playing.
I'm Tracy Durfee, and this is my story. The arthritis in my hand affects everything I do. Picking up a pen, shifting the car, just living your life would sometimes just hurt. I depend on Aleve. I can get through my everyday without being in pain. I take the Aleve and I keep going.
Packed with 3 times concentrated power. All small and mighty detergent. 3 times smaller, 3 times mightier.
9 out of 10 adults don't get their daily recommended amount of fruit and vegetables. That's why there's V8 Fusion Juice. It gives you vegetable goodness we all need, but with the light, sweet, refreshing taste of fruit juice. There's a full serving of fruit and a full serving of vegetables in every 8 ounces. Plus, it's 100% juice with antioxidant vitamins A, C, and E. V8 Fusion in strawberry, banana, peach, mango, and tropical orange. See how delicious your vegetables can be. Brand power.
This time of year, you need entertainment. You need cable TV. Call 1-800-CABLE-TV by 3 p.m. today and get installed today for free. Call after 3, get installed tomorrow. Comcast delivers big entertainment and big savings. 70 channels with digital features. Just $19.99 a month all winter long. Sale in Saturday. Call 1-800-CABLE-TV and start the new year out right with instant installation only from Comcast.
It's Wick's biggest sale and clearance ever. Every item store-wide is on sale. Save big on beautiful living rooms, gorgeous bedrooms, elegant dining rooms, and get up to 50% off select clearance items, plus 0 interest till 2012. Get to Wick's now to save on every item store-wide, plus up to 50% off select clearance items and 0 interest till 2012. It's Wick's biggest sale and clearance ever. Hurry before you miss out on these big savings.
For continuing coverage of severe weather, rely on News Channel 8. This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, I'm Brenda Braxton. A fight caught on tape could land some Portland firefighters in a lot of trouble. This security video from our news partner, The Oregonian, shows a 48-year-old man in the lobby of his downtown apartment building. He says firefighters forced him to the floor and kicked him after an argument. Firefighters say they felt threatened because the man was yelling profanities at them. It's 7:57 this morning. Time to check the Friday commute. Here's Michael Convery.
Boy, it is a mess coming in from the west side, Brenda. Again, you're looking at a live shot of the Stadium Freeway southbound. That ramp to 6th Avenue has been closed for about the last 45 minutes. a large patch of ice up at the top of that ramp. They're in the process of sanding it down. That has really impacted the Sunset Highway. It is bumper to bumper all the way back prior to Highway 217 coming into town from the west side. Dave Selesky's got your forecast.
Cold morning out there. We have lots of patches of ice around. Temperature 21 degrees right now, folks. Beautiful clear skies. We'll have plenty of sunshine all day long. But the daytime high, just 1 degree above freezing at 33. And then tonight, clear and cold back down into the teens. And for tomorrow on Saturday, 35 and 38 on Sunday. We gradually warm up by the middle part of next week. You're watching Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first.
Every year, Sleep Country clears out hundreds of last year's models during the huge year-end clearance sale. Last year's models mean this year's savings. Sleep Country's huge year-end clearance sale going on now.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
You can run around looking at house after house after house, or you can relax. JustListed.com emails you every home you want to see as soon as it's listed. JustListed.com, where your next home finds you.
Mattress World's having a huge specialty bedding sale.
Right now, you can save 30% on air beds, latex mattresses, and NASA Design memory foam.
Experience total pressure relief at huge discount.
Mom, these are awesome. You used to fit into these?
Total, 100 calories to help you lose weight. 100% whole grain to help keep your shape.
Hey, sweetie, I want those back.
Totally manage your weight. Try more great flavors from Total. They're totally delicious.
Mattress World's having a huge specialty bedding sale.
Right now, you can save 30% on air beds, latex mattresses, and NASA Design memory foam.
Experience total pressure relief at huge discount.
The local time is a little past 2 in the afternoon. It's about 80 balmy degrees, lots of sand. And the people here, by the way, are celebrating a holiday today. It is their New Year's. So where am I? Do you have any guesses?
Egypt.
Morocco. Now that's...
Newark.
No. You know what? I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. Somebody said Egypt. Moose is our camera person. Moose, please pull back and reveal one of the most amazing locations you will ever see.
Your legs.
My legs. There you go.
It was good.
The Bermuda shorts. That was my very first where in the world boondoggle. Did I say boondoggle? I meant
you did.
Educational adventure.
Sure, that too.
Back on April 27th, 1998, we're showing that because we're looking back at the decade of the 90s this morning as we continue to celebrate 55 years of today on the air.
It is an amazing, it's still an amazing series. It really is.
It's fun, but you know what's great about the 90s, Al, is that now we're going to get to see what we looked like back then. Because you joined the show in 1996. Officially.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see those.
See a lot of Al.
Well, we actually already have video for our 60th anniversary. We've pulled it. We're putting it aside. It is you experiencing a hot flash this week. Menopause series.
This one for the time capsule.
We're going to lead off with that. Actually, menopause is a very serious topic. We've been running a series all week called Not Your Mother's Menopause. Received a lot of emails, and Dr. Nancy Snyderman is going to answer some of your questions today, particularly things like perimenopause and whether antidepressants can help you with hot flashes, things like that.
Okay, what else?
Then, you know, it's been, speaking of anniversaries, it's been 10 years that Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, has been the spokesperson for Weight Watchers, and we've seen her transformation. She's going to be here to talk about that a little bit later.
All right, great. So we've got a lot coming up in this half hour. Before we go any further, let's swing inside. Anne's got the headlines in the morning at the news desk. Anne, good morning again.
I do. Good morning once again, everybody. In the news this morning, the U.S. Embassy in Athens came under attack during the night. A rocket-propelled grenade aimed at the embassy hit the third floor, shattering glass, but causing no injuries. The Athens police chief called it an act of terrorism. The U.S. ambassador said there is no justification for the attack.
The embassy itself is a crime scene. The police are investigating and gathering all the evidence.
It was the first attack against a U.S. target in Greece in more than a decade. Defense Secretary Robert Gates is testifying before the Senate Armed Services Committee today on President Bush's plan for Iraq. On Thursday, hearings on Capitol Hill were at times contentious, with both Democrats and Republicans criticizing the increase of more than 21,000 troops in Iraq.
Democratic Senator Joe Biden called the president's new strategy a tragic mistake, and Republican Chuck Hagel called it the most dangerous foreign policy blunder since Vietnam. Meantime, protests were held from Boston, Chicago, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Santa Cruz against the president's plan to send more troops to Iraq. In San Francisco, hundreds of anti-war demonstrators flooded the busy downtown district, forcing some roads during the rush hour to close. In the Duke lacrosse investigation, the accuser is changing her story again and is now saying one of the 3 young men charged never participated in sexual assault. Changes in her story last month caused prosecutors to drop charges of rape. More good news on the condition of Senator Tim Johnson. He has been moved out of the intensive care unit in Washington, D.C., in the hospital there, and has begun to speak. Doctors say that the speech centers in Johnson's brain were not injured when his brain hemorrhaged last month. The deep freeze that's gripped the western U.S. is now spreading into the middle part of the country today, as far south as Texas. Casper, Wyoming is to get more snow, a high of about 6 degrees today after being pounded on Thursday, and black ice caused problems on roads in Washington state. Those are some of the top stories at 8:04. It is now time for a check of today's weather with Al.
Today's weather is brought to you by Kleenex Tissue. Thank goodness for Kleenex Tissue.
And good morning. A little gray out here, but not too bad for a birthday. Who's the birthday girl? Marcy, 40 years old. Happy birthday. And then we've got right over here, what's your name?
Hannah.
Hannah, and you're 13. Where are you from?
Miami, Florida.
Miami. And then we got another birthday, a sweet 16, right over this way. What's your name?
Hannah Wilson.
And happy 16. Oh, Cowboy Jimmy. That's never happened before. Man, I got to put an airbag on the back of my head. Yes. I got to give you a hint. That's not the way to get on. You're scaring me. But you got on, so I guess it worked out. Jimmy, hit her. Okay, let's check your weather. Show you what's going on. Our pick city of the day, NBC 17, Raleigh, mostly cloudy, 58 degrees. Rest of the country, ice storm from Texas all the way into central Missouri. Sunshine, but chilly in the Pacific Northwest, and rain in the Northeast. Hey, Linda. Hey, Linda, good to see you. There
you go. All right, that was Linda. Here's your daughter.
There you go. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? That's what's going on around the country. It's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, folks. Of course, our Northwest Sky cam down in Salem earlier this morning, giving us a shot of the Oregon State Capitol. Fair skies down in the Mid-Valley. Temperatures there are in the teens and low 20s today, and they will slowly rise, it looks like, up into the 30s. Big ridge of high pressure in place all across the Pacific Northwest. So, again, we'll stay fair and dry, not just today, but I think throughout the entire weekend. Our forecast high today, 33. Look at this. Tonight's low at 19, and we're 35 for a high tomorrow.
Birthdays, your 50th? 50, happy birthday. And over here, 17th, what's your name?
Jacqueline.
All right, Jacqueline, happy birthday. Mr. Lauer.
All right, Mr. Roker, thanks. Coming up next, you've got questions, we've got answers. We'll deal with your emails concerning menopause. But first, on a Friday morning, these messages.
Hi, how you guys doing? Do you have a minute? Do you have a second to talk? This is kind of a funny situation, huh?
I met him in the south of France.
I've had my eye on him for a while.
We kissed, we looked at each other, and couldn't believe it.
You've been carrying this little person inside of you for so long.
I know, I just started crying. It was just the most tender thing I've ever been through.
It's the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. When John talks about his mom, I always feel really upset because I'll never get to meet her.
She believed in me when I didn't believe in myself.
Who I just love so dearly.
I don't know where this is coming from.
Your smile is a blessing. Change from before when you thought that you couldn't take anymore. Sometimes we all just need to let it out. I hate dieting. Yeah, me too. Still hungry.
You're not dieting?
Nope. I'm having sesame chicken in a tangy Asian-style sauce with noodles, red peppers, and crisp green beans. It's from Lean Cuisine. It's how I stay on track.
I want to be on track.
Lean Cuisine. Do something good for yourself. Most cold medicines only do one thing, mask your symptoms. Zicam Cold Remedy swabs are different. Instead of just fighting the symptoms, Zicam is clinically proven to get you over your cold 3 times faster. Get Zicam and get over your cold 3 times faster.
From the people who brought you Hoodwinks comes the funniest adventure of the new year.
That's cool.
Robert De Niro, David Bowie, and Madonna.
Oops.
Arthur and the Invisibles.
Hey, Ma.
Rated PG. Now playing everywhere.
What's your cereal's IQ? It's an odd question, but some cereals are brighter than others. When it comes to your heart, Smart Start is pretty intelligent. It's designed to help lower cholesterol. Smart, right? But what makes a heart health scholar? It has potassium and low sodium to help lower blood pressure, too. Pretty simple and very smart. And did I tell you how great it tastes? I didn't? How dumb of me.
Kellogg's Smart Start Healthy Heart. For your heart, start smart.
And we're back at 8:09. This morning, we're going to finish up our Not Your Mother's Menopause series by answering your email questions, and we have got a ton of them. NBC's chief medical editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman, is here to help. Nancy, good morning to you. Before we get to the emails, I want to ask you about what we're reporting this morning. Federal officials advising parents of children under the age of 2 not to give them any over-the-counter cough or cold medicine. I didn't realize it was such a serious problem.
I think this sneaked up on us. 1,500 overdoses over 2 years, 3 deaths, and I think there are a couple of problems. One, it's increasingly hard to read the labels because they're so darn small. The second thing is the dosing for infants is different than the dosing for our toddlers, and so you look at the pediatric doses and you can mess them up. The third thing is, a lot of those medicines have a lot of junk in them, not just one ingredient. So a child may be on a prescription medication and an over-the-counter medication, and it becomes quite toxic very soon. So if you have an infant in trouble with a cold, you must call your pediatrician to get guidelines and then tell every medication that your baby is on, or you really could be putting your infant at harm's risk.
Okay, and I think you'll be back on Monday, actually, to
We're going to look at this whole
look at this a little bit more. All right, let's get on to menopause, because as I said, hundreds of emails from people who have questions about this. The first one is from Kelly in Kentucky. She writes, I have been in severe menopause for 9 years. I'm told the difference is mine is surgical menopause. What does that mean exactly?
That's something we didn't touch on this last week. And surgical menopause means you go in for an operation, or you get chemotherapy, or maybe radiation to your pelvis, and your ovaries immediately stop working.
So it's instant menopause,
right,
really,
which is very difficult for women because there's none of that perimenopause, the transition time. So women get slammed. So depending on whether you have a cancer or not, you may be a perfect candidate for hormone replacement.
Okay, next one is from Karen in Wisconsin. Can you talk a little bit about perimenopause? You hear almost nothing about this, but it seems to be affecting many women that I know.
It's that time leading up to menopause where your ovaries sort of go on strike, your periods change, and you can get an occasional hot flash. You think you're sort of mentally loopy. You notice your skin changes, and that leads up to menopause. And menopause, again, is 1 year, no periods. Your fertility is over.
So that 1 year with no periods, that is
really
menopause at that
defines
point.
menopause.
Okay. From Conchetta in Illinois, I am in menopause due to cancer. Since I can't take HRT, what are my options for managing menopause?
And a lot of women who are being treated for cancer, their doctors won't want them on hormones. So you start looking at lifestyle changes. Increase the soy in your diet, flaxseed oil, black beans, things like that. Layer your body with anti-sweat clothing to kind of wicks things away. Don't smoke. Stay away from spicy foods. Chocolate, for me, red wine is a trigger. You start to figure out what really matters.
What you can change in your diet.
Yeah, and I must say, one of the threads through a lot of these things, Meredith, is that women want an answer for them specifically. And this, I think, hormones and perimenopause are a classic example of the fact that we know what we know today. We don't have a blanket prescription for each and every woman.
And very, very quickly, from Charlotte in Michigan, I've read that some antidepressants can help relieve symptoms of menopause, including hot flashes.
It's true. For some women, antidepressants and anti-seizure drug may not be the first line choice, but your doctor should know what's available.
Okay. Any questions, always consult your doctor.
Absolutely. And remember, you're individualized. So you have to take all the information, then figure out what makes sense for you.
Dr. Nancy Snyderman, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Meredith.
Thank you. And up next today at 55, we're going to take a fond look back at the 90s and all the fun things that happened along the way. That is right after this.
And then when,
I
Introducing Edge, the all-new crossover from Ford. The Edge is never dull.
Campbell's tomato soup, possibilities. Goldfish for soup, cheddar for Jill. Good grilled cheese for Bill. Mom knows her kids are a very bunch, but they all love a wholesome lunch. Possibilities.
Okay, everyone, let's take this. All right, I need you to get out from underneath the table. Just go a little to the left. No, my left. Ready?
After the holidays, be sure to pick up all your memories at the Walmart Photo Center.
The New York Times proclaims Freedom Riders is emotional. Okay.
Not exactly how I pictured it.
Inspirational.
If Erin thinks she can teach these kids, she can.
The first must-see film of the year. Freedom Riders, rated PG-13, now playing.
This year, we're granting over 1 million dreams during the Disney Dreams giveaway. Like small surprises, magical fast passes, and for the first time ever, a stay at Cinderella's castle. So come live your dreams during the year of 1 million dreams at the place where dreams come true. Visit DisneyParks.com.
Did you know 1 in 3 men will face prostate issues?
Really? I didn't know that.
That's why One-A-Day Men's is a complete multivitamin with more lycopene, which Harvard studies suggest may help prostate health. One-A-Day Men's. More of what matters.
Do you want that cold sore gone now? Think fast. Think Abreva. Unlike products that just soothe, Abreva's proven to speed healing. It goes deep in the skin to help heal cold sores from the inside out. So you're you again. Fast. Think fast. Think Abreva.
She hungered for something Mediterranean. New, I can't believe it's not butter Mediterranean blend, made with olive oil and has 70% less saturated fat than butter. New Mediterranean blend.
After losing 52 pounds.
After fitting into those jeans again.
After going to Weight Watchers meetings.
After changing the way I think about food. After, it's not just a state of body, it's a state of mind.
After all, who ever heard of happily ever before?
We all lost our weight on Weight Watchers and learned how to keep it off.
Come see what's new while registration's free. Weight Watchers. Be an after, stay an after.
What a difference today made.
We hope you'll agree it's been a fun week looking back at 55 years of today. We've been here every morning, 14,300 mornings to be exact, and through some of the most exciting, groundbreaking, and momentous times in our country's history. And the 90s were no exception. It was a time of hope, and I think it was a time of tragedy.
Please bring them home.
This is a time of great technological change.
Time of innocence compared to what we would have.
I'm gay.
Re-examining social issues that have been a part of our culture for a long time.
And every major event that has happened through today's show brought to people's lives.
Let's go to the news desk for the top stories of the day.
The police officers began beating the man with nightsticks. This beating lasted 1 minute and 51 seconds.
Suddenly, we could see things that were not meant for public consumption.
We're in a night out of control in the city of Los Angeles.
Unbelievable, scandalous, racist. Those were just some of the reactions to the verdict that prompted people to vent their anger in the streets of South Central Los Angeles. I mean, it took my breath away. And I don't think any of us were prepared for the depth of the hatred.
Then I think it opened up to a wider conversation about race relations in this country.
The bodies of Nicole Simpson and a male companion were found outside her condominium.
This is AC. I have OJ in the car.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
That just kind of ripped the covers off, and it just exposed them and reminded us how deep-seated the divisions were.
Got one here!
Everyone!
There's out here!
Everyone!
In the arms of
terror. And indeed, that's what we've had. I think until you got there and saw this hole, you could actually feel the grief.
The babies from that daycare center being carried out limp and bloodied.
Then we all speculated it was some kind of gas main explosion. I mean, why would we think anything else?
Something catastrophic happened. TWA Flight 800 was bound for Paris when it exploded shortly after takeoff.
We could still see some of the floating wreckage burning, and it was incredibly haunting.
Goodbye, this road. A girl given the name of the ancient goddess of hunting was, in the end, the most hunted person of the modern age.
Sad for Great Britain and for the rest of the world as well. She was trying, despite her own suffering, to be a force of good in the world. And that's why we cared when she died.
The bodies of the dead are still here behind the yellow tape, just behind me.
They all wore trench coats to school, and all black.
Isaiah didn't say anything. And they shot Isaiah.
Well, these are supposedly safe places. And it's so hard to fathom that I really think it shakes you at your very core.
People have been here since 6:30 this morning.
It was exciting to be in Times Square just before a new century began.
The dawning of a new age.
And of course, there was that whole Y2K thing. Was everything going to shut down? And we'd be living in the dark and foraging for food. And no, we didn't. Everything was fine. They were the proudest moments.
Today in Africa.
And you've been working on this project for 6 years?
Yeah, we've been working on it quite a while. Africa had more burgeoning democracies than all the rest of Europe. And so I thought it was a big deal for us to go.
Just 7 months old. The U.S. was part of a wave that stopped the violence in Kosovo. This program helped do that.
Many of you know that I lost my husband, Jay Monahan, my loving and beloved husband, last month after a courageous battle with colon cancer.
I thought when I had my colonoscopy, if just one person went out there and got screened.
I have a pretty little colon.
It turned out there was a 20% increase in colon cancer screening.
The big yes.
Even to this day, after what, almost 10 years on this program, I still can't believe it sometimes. Who drops by? The challenge is to do better.
This vast right-wing conspiracy.
Only on...
You're unbelievable.
Day one of our studio on the window, Studio 1A.
We had this big sea of humanity right at our fingertips.
We got signs with your name on it. We got signs with your name. How can you not love that?
Matt is somewhere over someplace.
Who could, really, in 1 week, travel the world and function on national television?
Bad Lauer.
Our Friday concert series became a huge event. We became a tourist destination.
Below the great, goodbye horrible.
In case you haven't gotten the message, Katie is now a permanent fixture up here.
I never in a million years envisioned having a job like that.
I felt like Cinderella at the ball.
I'm on the freaking Today Show.
I got my dream job.
This is Brian's last morning on the Today Show.
It's better to leave 2 years too early than 1 year too late. I've had a great time. I really have. I've had a great time.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
55 years.
Happy birthday today.
Happy birthday.
And many, 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 many more.
55 is not the limit.
Happy birthday today. Have you had some work done?
Just a little. Just a little. It's fun.
Yeah, you guys all look great.
Well, you know, it really is an honor to be on this show and on this desk and working with you guys.
We feel the same way. You know, we had another historic moment not that long ago, about 4 months ago, and we just wanted to, you know, make sure we bridge the gap into this new generation and new edition of today. And
we got a new set.
You knew where I was going with that, right? Let's just remind people of this moment.
From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to a very, very special Wednesday morning. I'm Matt Lauer, and I couldn't be happier than to welcome the woman who is sitting next to me, to our family and to our team. Meredith Vieira is here, and it's great to have you here.
I feel like it's the first day of school, and I'm sitting next to the cutest guy, you know, in the class. That's you.
And you can stay. The last time you said that.
I look so happy back then. Joe Michael said in my ear, you really haven't changed at all.
By the way, if you'd like to see the first ever edition of Today, you can actually download a special remastered recording at Apple's iTunes site. And, you know, we've had a lot of fun with this set. By the way, hats off to our set people who came up with these sets throughout the years, because they're really amazing reproductions. But we've had some fun through the week with this set, and so we thought we'd have a little bit more. With Chroma Key used to. I mean, you use this more than anyone. Conan O'Brien type stuff right there.
What do you actually feel on the show, though?
Let's take a ride in the luge. Here we go. Every time I see that footage of luge from Jimmy, I wonder, is there a wall you didn't hit as the driver?
I think of Al.
Underneath, you were the speaker.
Yeah,
No. You were the driver.
I think of Al on top of you. That's what I think.
We never talked about the bruise factor, by the way. Was there a serious afterwards, you know?
Oh, sure.
We do it once a week.
And
Anyway.
What'd you say, Joe?
Oh. You know,
cool.
we also have to thank the producers who put these pieces together. They did such a phenomenal job. They always do every day. Well done,
And graphics,
everyone.
the graphics department also. Hey, we got Clint Eastwood coming up after your local news.
Next week, Today Goes Hollywood. Al and Matt live from L.A. behind the scenes at the Golden Globes. Fun, surprises, and a wild ride with the Fab Four on Today on NBC.
When you get married, George?
Tonight. I didn't write anything. However, my wife did. I would like to thank Nancy, my precious wife.
The Golden Globes, Monday 8/7 Central on NBC.
I know that I'll be able to find whatever it is that haunts my mind. I know that I could find myself with something I can't live without. I couldn't tell you if you asked me. All I know is I want more. Hey, I just want some more. I gotta get some. But I gotta get it right now. You know I really want it and I want it for life. But I gotta get it right now. Right price, right now.
It's Wick's biggest sale and clearance ever. Every item store-wide is on sale. Save big on beautiful living rooms, gorgeous bedrooms, elegant dining rooms, and get up to 50% off select clearance items, plus 0 interest till 2012. Get to Wick's now to save on every item store-wide, plus up to 50% off select clearance items and 0 interest till 2012. It's Wick's biggest sale and clearance ever. Hurry before you miss out on these big savings.
Miller Paint. This is the Northwest. This is our paint.
This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning. I'm Brenda Braxton along with Debbie Duran. A memorial today will honor a Vancouver soldier killed in Iraq. Army specialist Jeremiah Johnson died a week ago today after his Humvee rolled last month in Baghdad. This afternoon's service begins at 1 o'clock at Vancouver's First Church of God. Now here's Michael Convery with a final look at our Friday morning drive.
All right, thanks, Brenda. Boy, they are having a heck of a time with this large patch of ice on the ramp from the Stadium Freeway southbound trying to lead up to 6th Avenue. It has been closed now for the last hour and a half, and that has just put an absolute bottleneck on the drive inbound on the Sunset Highway. It is bumper to bumper, starting all the way back in Hillsborough. all the way into downtown. Dave, not the kind of morning to try to melt ice.
Oh, no, and the reason it's not the kind of morning, look at the temperature, Michael. 22 degrees right now out at PDX. Colder in many other areas around the region. By noon, will be at 31 degrees. 3 o'clock, our daytime high of 33, and cold throughout the weekend. Brenda and Debbie, back to you.
Dave, thanks. Stay with News Channel 8. We have another local news update coming your way in just 25 minutes.
Nate's back with 7 secrets to make your house a home. And after 21 years, my painful secret. Can I be helped? Next, Oprah.
Today at 4 on News Channel 8.
When these vines were first planted, there were just a few of us growing wine grapes. Now the Oregon wine industry has grown from a handful of dreamers to one of the largest agricultural industries for Oregon. The Oregon Lottery gave us an opportunity to promote our wines in new markets. Now we're producing over $1 billion in economic activity each year.
The Oregon Lottery. It does good things. Lottery games are based on chance and should be played for entertainment only.
When you're considering a new car, do you think about the real value of that car? Or what determines value? Is it legendary engineering? Is it operating expense? Fuel efficiency? All things considered, only one car rises to the top. The Accord from Honda.
Lease a Honda Accord for $199 a month from well-qualified customers.
Introducing the breakthrough in joint pain relief. New Move Free Advanced. With the formula clinically shown to be 2 times more effective than glucosamine and chondroitin alone. Uniflex protects. Joint fluid replenishes. And glucosamine and chondroitin help rebuild your joints. New Move Free Advanced. Joint pain relief 2 times more effective than glucosamine and chondroitin alone.
Tonight, Jay's All New with Renee Zellweger and Joy Behar. Plus, When They Were Young and Stupid. Then Conan's All New with Kiefer Sutherland and Crossing Jordan's Jill Hennessy. Tonight on NBC.
Morning, January 12, 2007, and it looks like some happy folks are starting their long weekend a little early this morning with a visit bus here at the corner of 49th Street and Rockefeller Plaza, and there to be along with Matt, Ann, and Al, and coming up this half hour, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. The tabloids used to call her the Duchess of Sport, but she got the last laugh on them because she has been on Weight Watchers now for the past 10 years. The spokesperson, she's kept her weight off. She looks fantastic. There she is, looking beautiful. She's here. She's brought about 2 other ladies who have lost weight to show you how you too can get fit.
All right. She's a nice lady, too.
She's a lovely lady.
Sure.
Lovely
Also,
lady.
we're going to have a
Good
conversation.
mom.
Yes, we'll have a conversation in this half hour with Clint Eastwood, the legendary actor and director, is now getting rave reviews for directing 2 movies about the battle for Iwo Jima, told from the American and the Japanese perspective. We'll catch up with Clint.
Also, Grease is the word because, as we all know, there's a new NBC reality show that's searching for 2 people to star as those teenage lovebirds, Danny and Sandy, in the Broadway revival. Well, we're going to catch up with the co-host of the show, which is called You're the One That I Want.
And then a little bit later on, have you ever been called a mama's boy?
Exactly.
Not by anyone still standing.
Ah, right. Yeah. And if they do, you just see Matt's mom about that. Ray was considered a mama's boy. Well, if you are married to a mama's boy, what can you do about it? We will share those tips with Dr. Gail Saltz a little bit later on.
And a programming note, we're heading out west next week, where hopefully it won't be raining the way it is right now. You're going on Monday, Al.
I'm going on
Preview
Monday.
of the Golden Globes.
Golden Globes and a complete Golden Globes coverage on Tuesday morning.
And Matt, you'll be there Tuesday
I'll
for
join
that.
Al on Tuesday morning, then the whole gang comes out later in the week.
Right. Absolutely. So we have a lot of fun.
Let's all have dinner.
Big
Sure.
Good idea. Meredith.
Let's go to the beach.
All right, before we go into that little road trip, how about some weather? And we know what's happening here.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
That's right.
Hello, look up.
Hello. Let's check it out, show you what's going on for today, for the weekend. Icy conditions from the Great Lakes all the way back into northern Texas. Wet weather into the northeast. Some showers in the Pacific Northwest. Windy in Southern California. Sunday, we're looking at icy conditions in the northeast. Also through the upper Mississippi River Valley. Frigid in the plains. Clouds in the Pacific Northwest, sunny to the southwest, warm and mild. Mild weather in the southeast, and warm down in Florida with sunshine. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning on this Friday morning. Fair and dry across the area, folks. Of course, our Futurecast computer modeling data. We began the clock this morning at 7 o'clock, and you see this big ridge of high pressure in place. Cold, dry, northerly flow, maybe a few high clouds from time to time today, but that's going to be about it. No precipitation and really not much of a warm-up anywhere in the northwest for the next few days. So our daytime high today under mostly sunny skies, 33. Tonight's low at 19. 35 and 23 for Saturday.
Your latest weather, Jill Hennessy is freezing here. Take this with you. I'm going to go inside.
Roast me up in your love, Al.
Isn't that nice? Look at that. The wait is finally over. Thank you very much. That might have been one step too far. Hey, the sixth season of Crossing Jordan is coming up Sunday night on NBC. It's about a medical examiner with kind of a checkered past, and it stars our friend Jill Hennessy. Nice to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Six seasons.
6 years, yeah.
You know, in the television business today, that's a long time.
Yeah, it is. We're pretty thankful, too. So, I just work with a great cast, great crew. Should I take this home?
No, leave it on because it's nasty.
His head is getting cold and wet right now.
He's going in. You look good in it. Also, by the way, if this were the show, you couldn't be here right now because you're actually a fugitive.
I'm a fugitive right now. I'm actually running from the law. I'm accused of killing my boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm running through the streets of Washington at this point, trying to find the killer.
And you maintain you're innocent. However, there's some evidence that makes it look something like something else.
Yeah, in fact, even I'm questioning my own innocence at this point because I was allegedly drugged. So it's an excuse I've used many times in real life.
Jordan's
Jordan, at this point, I'm just kidding. It was a joke. Yeah, Jordan at this point doesn't even know what happened, and she's even wondering if she did kill this man.
You know, Joe, when we have people like you on, we get these kind of strange research packets, and they give us all these little tidbits. I know you're a musician. But what is this deal about this song that has been named for you? It's called The Ballad of Jill Hennessy by a group called Molly Cuddle.
Yes, boy, that came out, I guess, a couple years after I finished Law and Order. And this wonderful group from Minneapolis wrote this song, and I was so honored, but I had no idea what it was, and I heard it. And it was about my last episode on the show. And it's a
your
great,
own theme song.
I know, I'm shocked that somebody would even do that. I'm very flattered.
It's really cool. Well, anyway, congratulations. Sixth season, Sunday night right here on NBC. It's always fun to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Many happy returns, as we like to say.
Thank
Jill
you.
Hennessy. And let's go now, and when we come back, we've got a conversation with Fergie. But first, there she is. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Wow, $10.
You better put that in a safe place.
Okay.
With its 5-star front and side impact crash test ratings, the Dodge Grand Caravan is a great place for all your precious cargo. Now get $4,000 cash allowance on Dodge Grand Caravan. Discover America's hottest products at your Dodge dealer.
Still there?
Yeah, Cayenne.
Dude, don't stress. Stick with the classics. Order my famous tacos. Crunchy, tasty, and totally affordable, like the rest of my value menu.
How many should I get?
30.
That's what I was thinking.
Spending too much time on the road and too much money at the pump? Try grouping your trips together. You'll save time and money. And help relieve congestion, too. For other transportation options, including biking, public transportation, or carpooling, visit online. Drive less, save more.
Providence Wellness Watch. Heart disease is the #1 health threat for both men and women in the United States. So Providence Heart and Vascular Institute invites you to take a moment for your heart all this year with monthly tips and activities. In January, get a free copy of the Providence Guide to Heart Healthy Living at participating area grocery stores and fitness centers. In February, come to the free Heart Health Fairs for more ways to fight heart disease. For complete information, visit the Providence Heart and Vascular Institute website at providence.org/heart.
Losing weight is a lifelong struggle for many people and an especially popular topic this time of year with those New Year's resolutions still fresh in our minds. For a decade now, one famous woman from across the pond has provided inspiration for millions engaged in their own battle of the bulge. Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, is a woman of several titles. She was formerly married to British royal Prince Andrew, and she is mother to Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. In addition, the Duchess is an author, a fundraiser to several worldwide charities. And she is the spokesperson for Weight Watchers, since she embarked on her very own personal weight loss journey 10 years ago.
It's harder than being called the Duchess of Pork. Certainly harder than keeping a stiff upper lip, you know. It's the hardest thing in the world, staying on a diet.
To this nation obsessed with losing weight, the Duchess is a symbol of successfully winning the diet battle, and in turn, an inspiration to others. Angelique and Kelly have each lost more than 40 pounds, fulfilling a promise to themselves that the key to happiness is a lighter step. And Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, Angelique Mays, and Kelly Pike are with us this morning. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have been such an inspiration to so many women. You lost 50 pounds on Weight Watchers, and you've kept it off 10 years now. But when you started 10 years ago, did you ever think you would become the spokesperson and still be the spokesperson now?
Well, no, because I thought that I would fail at that too, you know. And when I joined Weight Watchers, I thought, okay, I can do this. This is fun. And they came up to me and said, you have to do the program. I went, oh, that's not a good deal.
You didn't realize that was part of the deal?
No. I said, I'm fine. And I always think fine is frustrated, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Really doesn't really say much, does it? And so when I did the program, I suddenly realized that actually I was in such denial. My self-esteem was in my shoes.
Which is part of the reason you eat, right?
Absolutely. So, yeah. And I thought everyone was going, oh, look at her, you know. Yeah. She failed, you know. And so 10 years later, I guess that's really why I'm such a supporter of Weight Watchers, because they gave me the tools to be able to sit here and not worry too much and have confidence.
Has it been hard to manage? And when you have gained a little bit of weight back, is that difficult, or are you able to get right back on the wagon?
Well, like when Mum died, I put about 10 pounds on, and the leaders from Weight Watchers are so fab. They came up sort of cozily, took my hand and said, you know what, maybe you're sort of eating your grief. Shall we just mourn it together, and shall we just help you through it? And I had no idea that I was just stuffing down my feelings to such a degree that I was going that way.
And that was sort of your MO, because when your mom left, when you were a young girl and moved to Argentina, there was a lot of pain that you felt at that point, and anger, and that's what started the eating problem.
You were right, Meredith. When I was 12, it felt like I was abandoned. And instead of saying to Mum, you know, you've left me, don't leave me, I said, I mustn't do that because she's happy, and I want her to be happy, so I must have chosen food as my best friend. And it really is. I mean, since the age of 12, food was here, and my life was here. And Weight Watchers taught me to change it round.
And now you are a mom. You have an 18-year-old, Beatrice, and a 16-year-old, Eugenie, and I assume that you have to have these conversations a lot with them, or you would choose to, about the right things to eat and staying healthy.
Well, luckily, I believe in being a good parent, you have to be human. You have to cry, you have to get angry, you have to show that you're not perfect in every way. A role model, I think, is to be as you are. So I often look in the mirror and go, ooh, I hate this, ooh, I loathe this. And Beatrice goes, oh, I feel that. So immediately you've made her feel comfortable, and Eugenie, that they are able to express themselves. Therefore, they don't have a weight problem.
And you don't have a weight problem, and you ladies no longer have a weight problem. Angelique, you lost 52 pounds, and you said that part of the way you did that was you broke habits like, quote, I've never met a donut I didn't like. You had to let go of it.
I should change it to a baked good, actually. A baked good I didn't
Was
like.
it hard to lose the weight?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've struggled with this pretty much since I was 13 years old. I can still relate to so much of what you're saying. And it's taken me this long to finally feel like I'm in control of it instead of it being in control of me. And I have Weight Watchers to thank for that.
And Kelly, you lost 59 pounds.
Right.
And you'd undergone surgery and gained a lot of weight after that 70 pounds.
Right.
Again, a difficult journey. But you now are getting married. Was the incentive of that wedding gown for you?
Well, definitely. I mean, that's something that keeps me motivated still. I have about 6 months. I've picked a beautiful dress, and I can't wait for my fiancé to see me in it. And so I want to
I want to be the best that I can be that day.
But it's quite funny because Kelly's getting married in May, right? Angelique is saying she wants a date. So it's like the before, you know.
Right.
I'm 47. Right. This is getting married, and this is soon to be you when you find
Got all 3 stages.
Well, when the weight comes off, a lot of the confidence comes back. That's
sure
for
does.
sure. It's there.
Absolutely.
It sometimes gets beaten down.
Well, you punish yourself.
Yeah.
You think that diet and exercise are your punishment for getting fat, and they're not. They're your reward for taking care of yourself.
And you all look wonderful. It's always a
Thank
pleasure
you
to see you
so
too.
much.
Thank you so much, Angelique and Kelly, as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you. And Sarah Ferguson. And up next, Clint Eastwood, who looks good too. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Hunger no longer boils within me, like water in heated pot.
I concur. Well done, my friend.
Truly a paradox. So much for so little.
With plenty to eat and friends with which to share. I am truly rich.
Master the dining arts with McDonald's Juicy Bacon Cheeseburger. A 100% pure beef patty, sizzling bacon, and melted cheese. And it's just $1 on the dollar menu.
Mazda 3 and Mazda 6. Zoom, zoom, zoom. They both offer loads of features. Some of them are even complimentary. And while the critics rave, you save. Right now, you can get newly announced low 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on a 2007 Mazda 3 or Mazda 6. Take a test drive at your Mazda dealer, where it all comes back to.
Have you heard? Cricket is here. With unlimited anytime minutes, U.S. long distance, picture, text, and IM for just $45 a month. All without ever signing a contract. $45 this month, next month, every month. That's the sound of freedom from Cricket. Right now, get the UT Starcom 7025 flip phone for just $69.99 with your first month of service free and no activation fee. Visit mycricketoregon.com for a Cricket store near you.
This time of year, you need entertainment. You need cable TV. Call 1-800-CABLE-TV by 3 p.m. today and get installed today for free. Call after 3, get installed tomorrow. Comcast delivers big entertainment and big savings. 70 channels with digital features. Just $19.99 a month all winter long. Sale in Saturday. Call 1-800-CABLE-TV and start the new year out right with instant installation only from Comcast.
Clint Eastwood is an American icon, and lately he's turned his attention to World War II. Our national correspondent Natalie Morales sat down with Eastwood to talk about some of his latest projects. Natalie, good morning.
And good morning to you, Matt. Well, last year, Flags of Our Fathers and the newly released Letters from Iwo Jima are companion films showing the historic World War II battle from both the American and Japanese perspectives. The films were shot simultaneously and give an unflinching look at war through the eyes of one of America's most masterful directors.
Letters from Iwo Jima is a stark look at the Battle of Iwo Jima from the Japanese point of view. 20,000 soldiers were told to go to a barren island and defend it.
It was obvious that Japan at that time was in the last throes of the war, and so they felt that they had to send these guys out to defend this first piece of soil, Japanese soil, which was Iwo Jima. They were sent out with the instructions, don't plan on returning. That's a pretty tough call.
Letters from Iwo Jima has received such critical acclaim. People say it really touches them. Why do you think that is?
I think it's the humanity aspect of it. I think the enemy in World War II has always been painted as just sort of a group of people out there who are the villains and our guys were the nice guys kind of thing. I wanted to show both sides, and I think cumulatively the two pictures add up to an interesting statement about war in general.
Letters from Iwo Jima wasn't an easy film to make. Filming took place on the coast of Iceland, shot almost entirely in Japanese.
How difficult was that for you as a director to be able to, tell these actors what you wanted out of them?
We had interpreters, so it wasn't that bad. You can tell when people are clicking on all 8 cylinders. Our interpreters were hot stuff.
Eastwood knows about working with interpreters. His first films, the famed spaghetti western, shot in Europe.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
They marked the beginning of an extraordinary career that gave us some of the most famous lines in American film.
Go ahead. Make my day. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, Bunk?
That's a great era, and I look back fondly on all of that. But now, of course, I'm at a different stage, so I'm looking for things that are different. And because I'm mostly behind the camera in recent years.
Yeah, oh, that's perfect, just like that.
Is that your choice, to be mostly behind the camera?
2 or 3 years became 2 or 3 decades.
Care for a drink? What'll it be?
Eastwood made his directorial debut in 1971 with Play Misty for Me. But it was the Western Unforgiven which earned him his first Academy Awards in 1993 for Best Picture and Director.
No.
Mystic River, a decade later, received many nominations.
I got nobody but you, Frankie.
But you've got me.
And in 2005, he repeated his Oscar wins for Best Picture and Director with the boxing drama $1 Million Baby.
I can imagine your mantle must just be chock full already. Do the awards mean anything to you at this point?
I don't know about mantles. You don't like to really think about that.
Now you're being modest.
Jewish saying of kanahora, which means that don't jinx it. If somebody likes it well enough, then it says it's great. And certainly everybody, I'm as pleased with that as the next person. But so I'm not going to play the shy guy and stick my toe in the dirt too deep.
Young people at film school look at you now. They may see you as, oh, that's Clint Eastwood, one of the best directors around. But yet, there's also, the footnote is one of the greatest actors as well. How do you think of yourself?
I don't. I try not to. I think you must look without, not within.
But his latest films speak volumes about the breadth and scope of his work.
Every picture is a learning experience, and that's why I'm still doing it today. You're never really an expert in it all. You're just sort of a student of it all, and you learn something new all the time.
And though he doesn't want to jinx it, Eastwood enters the Oscar race with banners flying. He was in town this week to accept the Best Picture prize from the National Board of Review for Letters from Iwo Jima, which opens nationwide today, Matt. So for Clint, though, we're going to say kanahora.
No jinxing it, no jinxing it. However, he may have to make some room on that mantle. He doesn't like
a little
to
bit
talk
more
about.
room, absolutely.
All right, Natalie, thanks. Up next, why millions are hopelessly devoted to Greece all over again. But first, this is Today on NBC.
We're seniors, and fixed income is very important, and you have to do the best you can with that income. So we can do better with Sterling than we could with the other companies. I chose Sterling Health Plan because Kathy showed me the difference. We sat down and she said, okay, this is what you have right now, and this is what it's costing you. Let's look and see what I can do.
She is just so much more than a client. She is very proactive in her health care. Sterling was really a godsend to her. I've really enjoyed helping her through this. When it comes to her insurance, it's really a team effort with Jean and I, because it's not just Jean and I, it's Jean, myself, and her husband.
In today's world, you don't get that very much. They put you on hold. They give you somebody who could care less. Kathy cares. She cares. She's very proud to be a Sterling agent, and I'm very proud to say she's also my friend. I like that.
The time has come to truly save with the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's factory authorized clearance. Find huge savings throughout the store, even one-of-a-kind and floor samples. Everything is priced to move during our factory authorized clearance. But hurry in, sale ends soon.
You've seen the movie, you know
know the songs by heart, and now Grease lightning has struck again. NBC's new reality hit Grease, You're the One That I Want, kicked off a nationwide search last Sunday to find two people who will star as Danny and Sandy in the Broadway revival. And already the theatergoers have snapped up more than $1.3 million in advance tickets. Denise Van Outen is the co-host of You're the One That I Want. Denise, good morning to you.
Good morning.
We don't even
to
have
you.
our Sandy and our Danny yet, and already they're buying the tickets for this.
Of course, yes. There's a real buzz about this show.
Well, we saw the premiere last Sunday. Thousands of people auditioning. You are an actress yourself. What is it like to stand in that line? What is going through their minds? Because that's their dream.
Well, of course, I mean, I actually auditioned for Grease, the London production, when I was 17 years old, and I really, really wanted to play Sandy. So I've been through this process, and it's really tough. And I so wanted that part, and of course I didn't get it, which is why I wanted to be involved in this show, because I've been and lived this experience. I've been through it, so I know exactly what they're going through. And I cried for days when I didn't get the role. I was so upset.
Well, of course,
it meant so much to me.
Because it's, at that point, the only thing you want in your life.
Yeah.
And the people who pass through the audition, they're sent to Grease Academy. What is that?
Right, we started off with thousands of people auditioning, as you mentioned, and then we eliminated quite a few, and then we sent 50 kids to Grease Academy. And this is where they train with the cream of Broadway. So they're taught by the best choreographers, the best acting coaches, singing coaches. And from the 50 that we have at Grease Academy, we then need to get down to 12 of our contestants for the live shows. And that's where the fun really starts.
And that's 6 guys and 6 girls.
6 guys, 6 girls, 6 potential Dannys, 6 potential Sandys.
The hardest thing for me always in watching these shows is the rejection when the judges evaluate these kids, these young people, because the judges are tough. But I have to remember that, unlike American Idol, these folks have invested. They invested in this show. They have to make money off this Grease.
That's it. This is different to other reality shows, because we do need to find 2 Broadway stars that can do a year's run on Broadway. You know, they've got to open to an audience of critics. And David Ian has invested his own money, the producer of the show. I think he's invested something like $10 million of his own money. You know, Kathleen Marshall is very respected on Broadway, so her reputation's at stake. And of course, Jim Jacobs, he created Grease. So he can't afford to have a flop. We need to find 2 stars to make this show a huge success. Because after this show, the TV show, Sarah was just about to say, this is a continuation. This has to run on Broadway. We need to get the audiences in, and they need to have a good show.
And I guess the contestants have to realize it's not just a one-night thing. You're looking for somebody who can do this 8 times a week, which is a real grind.
Really tough. I mean, I've worked on Broadway. I did a show here in Chicago, which was fantastic, but doing 8 shows a week, it's physically very draining and mentally draining as well. So that's what we're trying to find at Grease Academy, to see who can stand the pace, you know, because it's tough.
And do you have any favorites?
I do.
And you're not going to tell me?
I can't tell you. I mean, there's a couple of really cute boys there, but I have to behave myself.
Denise Van Outen, Grease, You're the One That I Want.
Make sure you watch on Sunday.
We'll be there. Now your local news.
Next week, Today Goes Hollywood. Al and Matt live from L.A. behind the scenes at the Golden Globes. Fun, surprises, and a wild ride with the Fab Four on Today on NBC.
Tyler Scott, great at making the big save, not so great at studying. Sylvan has a tutor for that. Victoria Winter knows how to get ready for the dance, needs to get ready for college. Sylvan has a tutor for that. Call 800-EDUCATE now. Sylvan can help children at every grade and every stage with reading, math, writing, homework, study skills, SAT, ACT prep, and more. See why more teachers choose Sylvan for their own children over any other single tutor. Call your local Sylvan expert at 800-EDUCATE today.
Mattress World Sleep Tip number 26. Get regular exercise each day.
This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning. I'm Brenda Braxton along with Debbie Duran. Police are gathering evidence at the scene of a drive-by shooting. It happened about 4 o'clock this morning at Northeast 15th and Killingsworth. Paramedics took one man to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the shoulder. We're told his injuries aren't life-threatening. Health officials are keeping a close eye on a norovirus outbreak over in Clark County. Residents inside 5 adult care centers recently got sick with some flu-like symptoms. In all, 151 people have become sick. 11 of them were hospitalized. Time now to take a look at a very cold weather forecast today. Here's Dave Selesky.
It is cold, Brenda, but it's also very, very sunny out there. Big ridge of high pressure. Dry air continues across the entire northwest. We'll see a few high clouds for tomorrow on Saturday, but no precipitation. And again, continued cold throughout the entire weekend and even into the first part of next week. Sunny skies today, east winds picking up. Tonight, fair and cold. Our daytime high today It's going to be 33 degrees, but tonight's low back down into the teens, 19 degrees, 35 for a high on Saturday. Sunday morning's lows 23, 36, and 28 for Sunday and Monday, then gradually moderating by the middle part of next week. Now, Brendan, Debbie, back to you.
All right, Dave, thank you. Stay with News Channel 8 for another news update. It's coming your way in just 25 minutes.
At Mount Scott Family Dental, you'll feel at ease the moment you walk into our office. We offer the best service and latest technology, including the revolutionary CEREC crown system, which creates a beautifully ceramic crown in just one visit. Mount Scott Family Dental, excellent service with state-of-the-art care.
What you see here is the classic chocolate dip dilly bar from Dairy Queen. But look closer, and you'll see a quarter-pound grill burger patty. Look closer still, and you'll see it comes with real cheddar cheese, leaf lettuce, and thick-cut tomato, all on a toasted bun. And try the quarter-pound bacon cheddar grill burger basket, now just $3.99. Great food and great treats. At DQ, there's more than one way to treat yourself. And finish off with a DQ Blizzard of the Month.
The pursuit of happiness is being embraced by audiences and hailed by critics.
You got a dream? Go get it.
Golden Globe nominee Will Smith delivers the performance of his career. The Pursuit of Happiness. Rated PG-13. Now playing. Dateline Saturday. She feared her twin sister was murdered. Then she took her twin sister's identity to catch the killer. Twin Revenge. Dateline Saturday, NBC, 8, 7 Central.
If you're considering laser vision correction, choose the region's premier laser eye center, Templic Vision. Call today for a free consultation. Templic Vision, your vision for the future.
They are the greatest skaters of a generation. Alexia Duden, Jamie Saleh and David Peltier, Todd Eldridge, Ekaterina Gordieva. Find out everything you wanted to know about these and more incredible athletes in Smucker's Stars on Ice Double Exposure, the many lives of figure skaters. You'll be surprised how much you don't know. With special guest Delia Cooley, January 13th, Rose Garden Arena. Discover the many lives of the world's best figure skaters in skating's greatest tour. Smucker's Stars on Ice.
It's Wick's biggest sale and clearance ever. Every item store-wide is on sale. Save big on beautiful living rooms, gorgeous bedrooms, elegant dining rooms, and get up to 50% off select clearance items, plus 0 interest till 2012. Get to Wick's now to save on every item store-wide, plus up to 50% off select clearance items and 0 interest till 2012. It's Wick's biggest sale and clearance ever. Hurry before you miss out on these big savings.
We're back with more of Today on a Friday morning. It is the 12th day of January, 2007. It's a nice day here in Midtown Manhattan, if you don't mind a little rain. But we've got some warmer temperatures over yesterday. Going to be about a dozen degrees above normal today, which is nice for these people. We thank them for sticking around. Meanwhile, back inside Studio 1A, I'm Matt Lauer, along with Al Roker and Natalie Morales. And we should also mention, as we widen up the shot, a very special guest with us this morning.
I like when you direct.
Yeah. Somebody has to, right? Mia Farrow has riveted audiences on the silver screen for nearly 5 decades, and she's at it again in the new animated movie Arthur and the Invisibles. Mia, nice to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everybody. Pennsylvania.
Tell me about making this movie. Why did you want to be part of this?
Oh, Luc Besson's the director, so I was on board for whatever it was, and it turns out to be this magical, wonderful kids movie.
And you're also a big fan and friend of Freddie Highmore, who's in the movie as well, and you got to really get close with him.
Love Freddie, friend for life.
From Finding Neverland, wonderful young actor.
Yes, and we're doing a sequel this summer, so I get to spend more time with Freddie and another Luc Besson movie.
Is there something special about lending your voice, just acting with your voice as a